All right.
I mean, you were talking about obviously JaCkz was kind of like on most people's minds when you guys were looking into that roster, but obviously it ended up being like between AmaNEk and JaCkz. So I guess we know why you went with AmaNEk instead, but I guess from what you were saying from the start, you were thinking about removing JaCkz in the first place. So why did it end up being a decision between those two?
It was never like my decision to make.
Sure.
I mean, we the players, we were just giving our feedback, and at the end, it all came down to our coach, our manager, and G2 as the organization. So they're the ones who hold the keys and make these final decisions. Even now, even like with the addition of Nico, they're the ones who approve that basically what we can do is like just give them feedback, give them ideas, and they're the ones who decide to roll with it or just flat out reject it. It wasn't like, from my perspective, I wanted to like remove JaCkz, but other players thought differently, and they wanted to give him a chance as well. So that's why we did this thing, like where we would try him one event, and then we would try someone AmaNEk and JaCkz, like switching event from event. We went with this idea just to check like what would the team chemistry be. Maybe like with Nico, JaCkz would like find something, have some great synergy with him. Maybe Nico could use him on the city sides, like he could use Rain, or like we had all these kind of ideas that we had to test and try out. And at the end, after a few events and like 2 months of practice, I think everyone in the team agreed that we should keep AmaNEk.
Okay. I think that's like the communication point, like that sticks out like a sore thumb to me, right? Because I think we all, when you guys first came together as a team, we were all like, oh, how's the communication going to work now? JaCkz is going to English, and we thought there'd be a couple of hiccups. Now, I'm not going to say it got sold to us that his English was amazing, because I remember like when we're doing broadcasts, we'd be like, hey, can we get JaCkz for an interview so we could see like live on air like how his English would be? But we kept getting no's, and obviously, I guess you're telling us why that it didn't improve that quickly. But there was like conversations around, oh, would G2 consider a sixth for JaCkz? Was that what you were saying when maybe keeping him? Was that ever a legitimate conversation?
No, we were never, like, G2 as an org never considered even having the 6-man roster, or like paying basically a guy being on the bench. It was never an option.
All right. Wow, that's a very stern, quick reply there. So that's how do you feel about 6-man rosters? Like personally?
Honestly, I like it. I like the idea. I like the whole concept of having this 6th guy who can step in whenever someone is like basically having, like, a lot of things can affect you when you play CS. Like even this like esports life in general, a lot of personal things that can make you lose focus quickly, and like even things that now happen with Apex.
Sure.
If they didn't have a 6-man to instantly come in and replace, I'm sure they would have to get a stand-in, and then it's a whole like different process. But now, like, integrating a player that's already been playing with you for months and months, I'm sure it's way easier, and they will have a lot better results, instead of like what Complexity had to do when Poison left, and just bringing a stand-in after standing and then having like poor results. And yeah, so like just for me, 6-man is a really good option.
Yeah, I think now as well, one of the things that, correct me if I'm wrong here, Prof. Striker, like Valve released saying now that you can actually have a sub on your roster for majors, right? It doesn't have to be a coach anymore. So it seems like it's making more and more sense, at least being able to have somebody there. We might get into that conversation a little bit later down the track. Now, so we want to focus on here. Do you guys have any follow-ups, Prof. Striker, on what next?
No, take it.
Okay. So we just want to focus